Suzanne. That's so fun.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm Renee Hogan, and I am a traditional naturopath, and this is my friend Suzanne, and she's a holistic practitioner. I would say that we have very different stories that brought us to where we are today as far as looking at health, and not sickness, but health. And what can we do in life to be healthy and be proactive with our health. But one thing that is the same is that we have a passion for sharing what we've learned with others, and not just keeping it to ourselves. And so I'm grateful. Thank you, Suzanne, for teaching classes alongside me. This is a lot of fun to do.
Yes.
And yeah, so today we're going to talk about our body's sewage system. You might not have known that you have a sewage system, or if you did, you might think that's your colon. But this sewage system is a lot different. It actually has 3 times more fluid than the blood that is in your veins and arteries that's just running throughout your body. And it's important. Some of the things that you will notice if your sewage system is not functioning properly are things like puffiness. Maybe you get random swelling, your fingers, your arms, your legs. That's something that happens. If you get infections on repeat, like you're just getting sick more often than you used to, you're just not in the place that you once were, that could be a sign that your sewage system has some problems. You're feeling like a zombie. You just got chronic fatigue. This is also something that could be a part of that sewage system, and just getting that junk out. Got gut troubles. Again, like that bloating, constipation, nauseousness. These are things that the lymphatic system, that sewage system affects. Skin drama, you get dryness, itchiness, breakouts. Those are all things that are affected. And then achy joints. You get inflammation and joint pain, and that could be from a backed up limbic system. So those are some of the symptoms of what can happen when our limbic system, which I've been calling our sewage system, are not working properly. But what is the lymphatic system, and what is lymph? I'm going to tell you about that, and then Suzanne is going to tell us what can we do to be proactive about our lymph system. So I already told you that the lymphatic system has 3 times more fluid than our veins and arteries have blood. But many times people have never even heard of the lymphatic system. I know myself, I had heard of it because my mother-in-law has lymphedema, and I just knew that meant her legs swelled. I didn't really understand what that was. And I had heard of lymph or lymph nodes, especially when you think of cancer. It's that cancer in the lymph nodes. Oh my goodness, if it's in the lymph nodes, we've got problems, because that means it's throughout the body. So I'd heard of those words, but I didn't know what it was or the fact that we could have any impact on it. So what the lymphatic system is, it is actually a group of vessels and organs in our body that take sewage, take the toxins from our body and clean it out, and then put it back into our blood. So we're talking, it's a clear liquid. It's kind of the thickness of plasma, and it's full of white blood cells. And these white blood cells are just attacking those toxins. We're talking bacteria, we're talking virus, we're talking cancer cells. They're attacking it, and they're sending it through some of our organs to clean it up, and then send it back into our blood system through our veins, so that we have healthy bodies. When it gets clogged up is when there's a problem. So we have, I'm just going to name these things on my blog, and I think Suzanne will have it on her blog as well, a video that visually shows you what that lymphatic system is. If you are somebody who wants to understand it and you're a visual learner, that video is awesome. But we've got the lymphatic vessels, which are, most people know what a vein is. Kind of like that, it just carries that fluid around. To lymph nodes, we have thousands of lymph nodes in our body that take that fluid that goes through them and filters it and smashes those toxins and kills them, okay? And it goes through our spleen, which is our largest recycling organ. we've got our thymus, we've got our tonsils and adenoids. Those are all things that help clean up that lymph fluid. But if you don't know what you can do to help keep your lymphatic system in tip-top shape, this is all information that does nothing for you. I just have a couple of things here that I just think are fun and easy. This is a bra. The bra you choose affects your lymphatic system. We have tons of lymph nodes right here, you guys, and we want those lymph nodes taking the stuff out of our breasts, taking the stuff out of our arms, taking the stuff out of our chest and our lungs. I mean, think about everything that's coming through here, right? Your bra matters. And then a dry brush. So Suzanne is going to tell you more about these things, as well as how you can keep your lymphatic system in tip-top shape. And I hope that we all learn from Suzanne.
That's amazing information. I love it, because people do not understand how important the lymphatic system is. And Renee and I are kind of taking this talk about the lymphatic system from our breast awareness talk last month, because they go hand in hand. And so before I forget, do you have a favorite brand of bras?
You know, I wish I did. Bras are made with materials that are horrible. I have been getting these Maidenform bras off of Amazon.
Okay.
And I like them because I have larger chest, and it gives me the support and also kind of pushes me up. I'm also 50 and breastfed 4 kids. So when I'm wearing my t-shirts, I feel good in them, but I don't like the material they're made of. They're made of spandex and lycra, and I have not found, I would love, even if the outside would be cotton, but I have not found a bra that is my favorite, but this is the best of what I've chosen right now.
Okay. So maybe we should make that a plan for next month. Come back and tell people what bras we have found that we like and we feel that are safe. That would be good research. But I think what people don't understand is, if you really break down when somebody gets cancer, when a person gets breast cancer, and the focus really ends up on what is happening in the lymph nodes. And so does anybody just talk about cancer starting in the lymphatic system and the lymph nodes and under our armpits? Like, are we even having that conversation? And until I started really learning and researching, nobody had ever told me about the lymphatic system and lymph nodes, like you were saying, Renee. Like, that's just not a conversation that people are really talking about. And so it is really, really important that we are moving our lymphatic system, that we are moving the lymph nodes, especially under our armpits. And so some big things that I talk about with clients all the time, and they probably kind of look at me like, what is going on? Because I'll get, a lot of times women will come in and they'll be like, I don't sweat at all. And they think that's a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to be one of them.
They think that it's a good thing. And so my mission is to get my clients sweating, because sweating is one of the key things to move the lymphatic system, to clean out the lymph nodes. And so that is, if you are not sweating, you need to see somebody that will help you get into the sweating and healing and detoxing your body. You have to have that for a healthy lymphatic system, because our lymphatic system can stay stagnant and things get like junked up in there. And so you think of all the deodorant and the chemicals we're putting on our bodies, and they're just getting trapped. Well, then you're not sweating and you're putting on an underwire bra. And you're not
Don't do
moving.
that.
Right, you're not moving. All that needs to go out the door, ladies. And this goes for men too on a lot of this stuff. So sweating is key. Um, Wearing a bra without wires is key. Not sleeping in your bra. I'm sorry, ladies, for all those that still feel like that it helps keep you perky. Do not wear your bra to bed. Your breasts need to air out. They need to relax. They need to restore. And so does your lymphatic system under your armpits. Deodorant products, hygiene products that you are putting on your armpits, it is crucial that you take out the chemicals. It is crucial. Ingredients mean everything. You might stink for a while in your detox phase, right? Like, and even when we get sick, if you sweat when you're sick, you'll realize there's a weird smell, and it's because you're detoxing. It's okay to be a little stinky every once in a while, because that means that you're getting healthier, okay? So a few things that I always talk to clients about is exercise. You have to move. We are too stagnant. You have to move. And if that's jumping jacks in your office, do some jumping jacks. But you have to move. You also have to decrease your stress, because stress gets stuck in the lymphatic system, the lymph nodes. Diet is key. So everything in the bright reds are very important. Your antioxidants are very important, okay, for a healthy lymphatic system. Dry brushing, like Renee said, and I'm sure we can link some videos. That's right. That's right. Dry brushing is key. If you don't have the brush and you can't afford the brush, you can get them on Amazon, but if you can't afford the brush, get a dry washcloth and do the movement with a dry washcloth. When you're in the shower, do the movement. Get your armpits clean, like just rub them out to get stuff moving and flushing. Drink lots of water. I know this is a hard one. And this is the one that, because I'm in Texas, clients really don't like when I say this. No ice. No ice in your water. It needs to be room temperature water. Because here's the other thing is your whole lymphatic system is your gut. So everything that's happening in your gut and your digestion, if it is not healthy and flowing, then that means your lymphatic system is not flowing. So ice and cold water are harsh on your digestive system. And my mom is one of these people that before I even started like putting the pieces together, which we do when we start watching people. But I would always notice she was one of the ones that did not sweat. She was also one that she would drink ice water and she would start getting really like phlegmy and she would cough. And it just was like, that is so weird. Well, if you're not sweating, if your body is not moving and your digestion is static, when you add that ice water, it creates the mucus. And so that is going to build up too. So drink room temperature water is key. Massage is great. Also iodine is great. So supplements with iodine will help your lymphs and lymphatic system flow better. And then again, lots of red foods, pomegranates, cherries, beets, cranberries, all of that helps stimulate the lymphatic system. And again, sweating. Key is sweating. But honestly, and I'm sure Renee will add to this, but first thing you need to do is get the toxins out of your hygiene products.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, processed foods are another area of horrible amounts of toxins. The number of clients that I have that they're like high levels of glyphosate in their system, that is completely due to processed foods.
Mm-hmm.
So eat as Suzanne said, eat the red, but eat clean, eat fresh. I was amazed the other night. I made a gourmet dinner that I would have paid $50 for at a restaurant, and it was made at home in less than 20 minutes, and it was super, super easy. And I just used to think that, popping in the pizza in the oven was what was easy, but this was legitimately just as easy as popping that pizza in the oven. It's just a different way of doing life, which a lot of these things that we're talking about with the products and with the foods and moving your body, like, it's not just the lymphatic system that it helps so much more as well. But today we're talking about the lymphatic system and the value and importance. And Suzanne mentioned, the importance of the lymphatic system under here. And that is one of the next, in my opinion, most important places in your groin. That's closed off, like every joint pretty much has a lot of lymph nodes, but you're moving your arms, you're moving your legs, they're moving more, but here and in your groin is not moving as much. And so those are areas that, and actually the neck often gets stagnated as well, but those are kind of the three areas that tend to get stagnated more than others. And so I just wanted to mention that as well.
That's fantastic. And again, that goes back to sweating, movement, hygiene products. They biopsy when they remove lumps and everything, masses, they will biopsy that. And so much of women's biopsies come back full of product because it gets trapped in there. And so it is so key just to remove the chemicals out of the hygiene products. And especially, you talk about the growing area and stuff, like, you think of all the products we as women, we're sitting in bath bombs, we're putting lubricants, we're using stuff for yeast infections, like, we're putting all these chemicals in certain areas, tampons, pads.
The bleach that is exposed and inserted into a woman is insane.
Exactly. And it goes straight into the lymphatic system.
Yeah.
And so, as you and I keep showing up for awareness in these conversations, especially to women, I feel like, we do it because we've learned and we're learning for the next generation, right? Like, we're cleaning up what we have, we're helping clients and everything, but we're also teaching them for the generation to come, because the food's getting worse, the soil's getting worse, our water system's getting worse, all of that is getting worse. But if you can start at a young age with children, with not putting chemicals on their bodies and helping them learn to exercise and eat the right food, it's just going to set up that generation even better.
Yeah.
And so I think it's super important. It's a super important conversation. The lifestyle of movement, healthy food, healthy water, enough water, sweating. It sounds like a lot, but really it's not once it becomes your lifestyle.
So one of the things that I want to add is, as we are wrapping up our time on the lymphatic system today is I was going to ask you the question, what are the top 3 things? Like for somebody who is doing nothing good for their lymphatic system right now, what are the top 3 things? But as I thought through that, I thought of some of the people that I know have asked for the replay of the video or are even watching now, and they have physical limitations that moving their body is hard, and which makes it difficult to start sweating, right? But there are solutions for every single person, and I think just narrowing it down to the top 3 is limiting because it really depends on the individual person.
Yep.
But take something from this conversation and make a change. And then once that change has happened in your life, make another change.
Yes.
And if you feel stuck and you're like, I just don't even know what to do, contact us. That's why we're here.
Yeah, I agree. I love it. Yeah, it's hard to narrow down, but take one thing from the list we talked about today and just start there, because just starting and not overthinking and not being overwhelmed will help.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, thanks for teaching with me again this month, Suzanne.
Thank you.
And
I look forward to next month. I don't know what we're talking about, but we'll figure it out.
We'll let everybody know when we know.
Sounds good. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.